Good Saturday morning, everyone. Starting off the 8 a.m. hour with a live look out over a little bit of a cloudy Greeley this morning. We are gearing up for quite a bit of a cool down coming our way tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Anusha Roy. We've got 9 News Weather Impact Team meteorologist Keely Chalmers with us as well. And it's not just that, but we've got the storms. And honestly, Keely, we've been talking all morning, the rain, and that is what we so need right now.
Yeah, tomorrow is shaping up to be the rainiest day of the week and the coolest, with temperatures topping out in the mid-70s tomorrow. We're going to get a little bit of relief from the heat today as well, as temperatures top out in the mid-80s here in the metro area. A little bit of sunshine out there. We are calm as we start off the weekend. Things again change as we get a little bit of afternoon heating and a little bit of moisture moving in, and that's going to increase those clouds, bringing us some scattered showers and storms through the state. Temperatures topping out right around 86 degrees for highs today. Out there right now, quite a mild start to the day. We're looking at 60s across the plains, mainly 50s up there in the high country, upper 40s as well. Taking a live look at our radar, not too much happening. We are getting a little bit of moisture move in across the north and northeast corner of the state. So starting to see a little bit of storm activity out there, but just up there in the north. We'll certainly start to see things change as we head into the afternoon hours after about 3 o'clock here in the metro. So again, we talked about storms this afternoon, cooler temperatures this weekend, 80s today, 70s tomorrow, and some fairly widespread showers tomorrow. We do have a warm up. We're looking at temperatures back, not just in the 90s around normal, but mid 90s. We'll talk about when that will happen in your full forecast in just a bit.
All right, thanks so much for that, Keely. We want to get to a traffic alert for you. Aurora police say downed power lines are causing issues after a driver hit a pole there, impacting XL customers in the area. Police say the call came in around 4:15 this morning. They say all lanes of Havana between Del Mar and East 10th are closed because of this crash. They say the driver did leave the scene. Power outages are being reported in the area. XL is working on restoring it. They aren't sure how long the roadway will be closed, but we will update you as we learn more. A fire in Clear Creek County is dying down this morning with the help of cooler weather and some rain. Overnight fire crews were pulled off that fire and evacuations were lifted as well. They're going to keep an eye on hot spots throughout the weekend. The fire started just after 2 p.m. Clear Creek Fire Chief Jeremy Jones says that it did go pretty quickly to 5 acres with flames as tall as 12 feet. Firefighters battled the fire on the ground with several helicopters supporting them from above. They did 140 water drops until it started to rain, and then it became unsafe to fly. Although the moisture from the rain was helpful, the chief said that they would need a lot more of it for a significant impact.
Our fuel moistures are really low. So in order for us to get up to kind of the baseline for fuel moisture, we need this for about 43 days straight. That's kind of how dry we are. It's deceptive.
Because the helicopters were picking up water from the creek, first responders did shut down parts of Highway 40 off of I-70. That then caused traffic backups around the interstate. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. They do believe, though, it was a mechanical failure on a vehicle in the trailer park. Firefighters will be working throughout the weekend, hoping to have that fire fully contained by Monday. Today marks 12 years since a gunman opened fire inside a movie theater in Aurora during a midnight screening of The Dark Knight Rises. Survivors of that shooting, families of the victims, first responders, and neighbors held a vigil at 11:30 last night. It happens every year at the 720 Memorial in the Aurora Waterwise Garden. We were given the opportunity to speak with friends of some of the victims, as well as someone who was in the auditorium next door where the shooting happened.
I was in auditorium 8 when the bullets went through the wall, and I lost my friend AJ Blake next door in auditorium 9 where the shooter was.
I like that the people still come and, honor them, honor the people that are permanently injured. It helps knowing that people are still dealing with it like Nikki is, so it helps.
70 white cranes stand at the park representing those who were hurt in the shooting on July 20th, 2012. There are also clear and silver cranes, which are for the 13 souls lost, including an unborn child. Today, there will also be a day of resilience, wellness, and healing fair. Experts say that there was a systematic failure that led to the largest tech outage in history. IT departments are up against a nightmare right now because one of the fixes is to manually access each computer to fix that problem. Now imagine what that is like for giant companies. CrowdStrike, one of the world's largest cybersecurity companies, said the catastrophe was caused by a defect in one of its updates for computers running the Windows operating systems. We talked to experts in this field who said that there are systems in place to make sure a bug like this does not get out, and that clearly did not work this time around.
Before updates are sent out, the code is reviewed and thoroughly before it's deployed. Unfortunately, it looks like this bug got out there without being inspected first.
Now, this had such a huge impact because it did take out some of Microsoft's services. They say their apps and services have recovered, but some individuals are still having issues. Airports saw some of the biggest impacts, including here in Denver. Less than a quarter of flights in the U.S. left on time by Friday afternoon, and more than 3,000 flights were canceled. You're looking at a time lapse showing all passenger flights over the U.S. over a 10-hour period. So you can imagine how big of an impact that outage had on domestic flights as that outage continued. RTD says their systems are back up and running after being disrupted. They said they were back online yesterday afternoon. Their light rail is also up and running as normal. Same goes for the DMV, saying their services are back online. They are ready to serve people again Monday morning. The Colorado DMV had to close some of its offices while others were dealing with delays again because of this outage. During a security forum in Aspen, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken talked about the global outage, saying that although it was a software error and not a cyber attack, it does underscore the need to build resiliency in our IT systems.
We have to continue to diversify so we're not reliant as best possible on any single point of failure. That's something we've been very much engaged in. We've been doing that with supply chains across the world, building coalitions of countries to make sure that we're coordinating on supply chains, building new ones, and making sure that if we see a problem, we can address it immediately.
At that same security forum, the chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff said the outage did not impact operations at the Defense Department. You can stay up to date with the latest on that massive IT issue on the 9 News app. It is free to download in your Apple and Google Play stores. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee has passed away. The Democrat from Texas announced last month that she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. She represented Houston for 3 decades, was an outspoken advocate for Black Americans. She leaves a legacy of pushing for civil rights legislation, including leading the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act. Sheila Jackson Lee was 74 years old. In news across the U.S., the happiest place on earth may not always feel like it, as Disneyland employees could be going on strike. Some 9,500 theme park workers in California voted overwhelmingly to authorize a potential strike. Now it is up to union leadership to decide whether to hold on or not. It would be the first at Disney's original resort in 40 years. Employees are upset with wages that have not kept up with the rising cost of living in California. The current contract expired in June, and bargaining has been messy. Disney officials say if workers walk off the job, they do have plans in place to keep the parks open.